The last brewery that I worked in South Africa before immigrating to Australia was the Birkenhead, named after HMS Birkenhead, a ship that ran aground off the southwest corner of South Africa. This ship became famous for the Birkenhead drill, or the tradition of women and children first to the lifeboats. It was carrying 480 soldiers from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth for reinforcements for the Kaffir Wars. And the captain had just sent his cabin boy down to fetch his jacket because it was getting a bit chilly. Now this little 12-year-old, imagine being 12-year-old on an adventure like this, ran downstairs to the captain's cabin. In the meantime, while he was down there, the ship hit the rock, now known as the Birkenhead Rock. I wonder why. Anyway, the ship went down in 2 hours, completely disappeared. But while the little boy was running back upstairs, the order had gone out to shut the hatches, and the first mate had just shut the hatch above the little boy's head as he was running up the stairs. But hearing him screaming, he must have been terrified. The first mate broke all the rules and opened the hatch to let him out again. And the captain obviously heard about this act of kindness and rewarded him by putting him in charge of one of the lifeboats. As always, there were not enough lifeboats, and Colonel Seaton was a bit worried that everybody would storm the lifeboats, so he got his men, all 480 soldiers, to form up on the deck and stand to attention, begging them not to storm the lifeboats and let the women and children get out first. These 480 soldiers, brave men, never moved, just stood at attention while the ship went down, and 468 of them were lost. In the meantime, the boats that did get away, there were some heroic stories of these. But strangely enough, one that stands out is that the first mate in his lifeboat with 24 women saw this little boy hanging on for dear life to a plank of wood. The 12-year-old, the same one he had let out, and he snatched him up and put him in the lifeboat with him. And the two grew to be age-old friends because they were both saved. Another not so pleasant story, but heroic nonetheless, was another lifeboat came across a guy struggling in the water, and all the women begged him to let them on board. But the rules are that if the lifeboat is full and you put one more on, it could jeopardize the rest of them. So he thought, the guy in charge, I'm feeling strong and healthy, I'll get out and swim next to the lifeboat and hang on while this exhausted fellow gets in, which they then did, swap places, and within the next 5 minutes a great white shark took him away. No greater love hath a man than to give his life for a friend. Anyway, that's the story of that. I'll give you a nice carry on tomorrow.